People spend a lifetime searching for their purpose. I'm walking my shoes as I find mine. We all know that so many of us, we have goals or we make New Year's resolutions and we make some really elaborate ones. Sometimes we make some really stupid ones because we're so motivated at the time. We make these New Year's resolutions, and I will tell you that 50% of people within 30 days are no longer doing the resolution. And then 50% of them within another 30 days are no longer doing their resolutions. And so you've got less than a quarter of people after just simply 2 months following through with their resolutions, and they've already been defeated. I was in a Barnes & Noble about 4 or 5 years ago, and I was looking for, this is one of those moments in my life when I was really into reading and exploring and basically just absorbing as much knowledge as I possibly could about leadership, about how to be a responsible leader, how to be a responsible owner, how to just be a responsible man in my life. And I came across this book, and it was a book written by John Gordon and Dan Britton, Jimmy Page. And the book is called One Word That Will Change Your Life. And I picked it up. It was a very easy read. I think I had it done in like 2 days. And it was a game changer. It literally was. It was something that I didn't know that the title would make that big of an impact in my life. And not only did I feel so passionate about what the message in this book was about for me personally, but I felt like I need to evangelize this out to other people. This was going to be my word, intentional. And through the process that I go through in order to discover my word, it changed, and I had to have faith that was the right change. And my word for last year became action. And so much of where I'm at in my life right now because of what's going on, even with this event, is due to the word action. The whole premise of it is really to find this one word, the one word that will resonate with you for that year. First of all, you just got to read the book, right? So read the stinking book. Don't just listen to what I'm saying here. Read the book, and then you're going to have a better understanding of exactly what I'm talking about. The first thing or the second thing that I guess would be humility. As you're thinking about this word, we're going to naturally go, we as human beings will naturally go to a word that sounds just amazing and awesome and that we can brag about it. You got to put some humility into this. Understand that this word is not about anybody else. And as much as you want to, and as much as you're going to potentially share this with other people, understand that it's you that is going to be living with this. It's you that is going to be inspired by this. It is you that 365 days out of the entire year are going to have to be reminded why this word is your word and nobody else's. The next thing I would say is that you really got to be able to sit in silence. I would really encourage you that you need to get to a point in your life where you are being silent. And within that silence is when you start to hear some pretty amazing things. You start to hear some pretty amazing thoughts and words and ideas. But it usually only comes when you're silent. The next one is to take time. I thought I had my word within like the first couple hours of being silent and thinking about the future and all that stuff. And I was so sure that I was just like, this is it. This, I can see how it means this in my health and vitality. I can see how it means and resonates in my business and in my family life and in my spiritual life. And I was excited about it. And if it takes you a week to find your word for the rest of the year, that's okay. The last thing I would say in this process is that you've got to trust it. Trust is really challenging. Trust is really hard, right? The only time that we truly have trust is when we look at things in the past, right? Because trust is putting us in a position to have faith in the future. And that's a really hard thing to do. When you can do all of those things, when you can have humility, when you can sit in silence, when you can take your time, and then when you can finally just trust that somehow this word was meant for you for this year, then you found your word. And so many of us don't have hope. So many of us don't have the courage it takes to overcome those big things and those big obstacles in our life. This is one of those things that can help you become this person that you desire to be.
For many of you guys know that my word for the year is fire, and that scares the crap out of me because I have a tendency to burn everything down and go, oh my God, what did I just do? But if I looked at this as an opportunity and said, hey, listen, am I actually being refined in who I am and what I should be doing on a daily basis, or who I am and where I should be growing in the areas that honestly I still need to grow in? And I keep getting more and more identified to the things that I need to continue to grow in, to be honest with you. So as you're thinking about it, this is why I think it's so important. If you do not have your word, listen, we did a podcast on it. You guys have heard us. We've been doing this for many years now. Sit down and find out what your word is.
Go get your word. Go find your word. Write it down. Share it with other people. Let other people know why this word resonates with you. When you can explain it to other people, you have now taken ownership. What happens in our company when you come to work for us, it doesn't matter, and work with us, I should say, it doesn't matter what company it is. Like, you are given that book because we believe that no matter where you're at in life, that this book can make an impact. And so you read it, and then not only do you read it, you also tell us the word, and then we actually print it out and we put it up on one of our walls. It was a daily reminder of maybe your word, but it could also be another word that somebody else chose, and it resonated with you for a little bit, and it inspired you for that day.
You're gonna go through challenges. You're gonna go through disappointments. And for me, when I was sitting last night, just kind of laying in bed, preparing for today's talk, like, my goals didn't really, they weren't the first things I thought of. Just my positive attitude and energy wasn't the thing that was exciting and motivating me, right?
One simple word that pushes you through the areas of your life that you need to be pushed. And if you know me, you know that I believe in 3 areas of your life are business, health, and life. And when you can find a word, when you can discover a word that resonates with you in all areas of your life, it's amazing what it does for you.